All right, let's move on to the next email today.
All right, Lucas James. Hey, John, do you think Nick Fury will ever have his own movie or TV show? He's been a supporting character in so many Marvel movies, from Iron Man 2 to Avengers to Captain America 2, Captain Marvel, and now Far From Home. Will he go beyond being a supporting character?
Rob, we have seen from the inception, like we had Iron Man 1, but truly, the opening credits of Iron Man 1 was not the beginning of the MCU. Truly, the beginning of the MCU was the end credit in Iron Man 1 when Nick Fury shows up and says, I'm putting something together called the Avengers Initiative. That truly was the moment that the MCU really started. Nick Fury has been there and been a part of that from the beginning. We see him now. He's going to be in Captain Marvel. Maybe he'll be in Endgame. We don't know. He's going to be in Far From Home. Can you see them parlaying this at any point where we get a legit standalone Nick Fury movie?
Look, I would watch a Nick Fury movie. Again, I will watch pretty much anything Sam Jackson does, especially when, I think when he's put in as leading man status is when he truly shines. I mean, you want to see that you want to see peak Sam Jackson in any Sam Jackson movie. By the way,
if you want to see a tremendously underrated, underappreciated Samuel L. Jackson performance, he did a movie with Ben Affleck a number of years ago called Changing Lanes that I thought was a tremendously underrated film. I love that movie. And Jackson gives, I think, one of his best performances in it. Just go check that out if you get a chance.
He's great. And I think, again, if you had a great script, and you had a great story, I don't think a Nick Fury movie should have to be $150 million.
Right.
You could make a $65 million kick-ass Nick Fury spy story where he has to come back, one of those classic tales where somebody from his past comes back and he has to take that guy down, and it's this international romp, and, it's like an espionage thriller. Let's see that movie. I'd go see that.
I'll tell you what. Here's the thing. I love Samuel L. Jackson, and I love his Nick Fury character. But I love him as that connective tissue
absolutely
of the MCU. I love that he's that thread that has pulled everything together, and hopefully they'll go on to expand upon that. He's the thread that keeps everything together. I love him in that role. Like, to see him pop up in that hotel room, Peter Parker's hotel room, goes, nice to finally meet you, Spider-Man.
No doubt.
That's the perfect role for Nick Fury. And I'll be honest with you, while I completely agree with you, Robert, if they were to make this movie, would I be lining up to get my ticket? Damn right. But if you were to ask me in advance of that, should this movie get made, I don't know. I love him as that connective tissue character, much like I like Hawkeye in that role. I don't necessarily want a Hawkeye standalone movie. I like Black Widow in that role. I don't necessarily want a Black Widow movie, but it's one of those characters. So I would prefer not to, but if they did, I would be there.
But you know what? That scene in Captain America Winter Soldier where he gets attacked in his truck, in the SUV.
Yes.
That scene to me there's your movie. That's the kind of movie. I mean, if you made a John Wick-esque film with Nick Fury in the John Wick role where he's being chased and everyone's against him, that scene alone shows that he could carry.
Oh, no. Could he carry?
Movie.
No, I doubt. But isn't that kind of the exact same thing that they're proposing for the Black Widow movie?
Yeah, I agree. Yes, and I agree. I mean, it's funny because, we want superheroics in our MCU movies. That's what we want. It's not an espionage franchise, but I still love those characters. And, it's like when you get a great miniseries, when you're reading comic books and they do a spin-off miniseries that was like kick-ass, like the first Mike Zeck drawn Punisher miniseries, that shit ruled. He was a secondary character before that miniseries, and then
The one thing I would say though, if they did it, I'd really want them to focus on his mind.
Yeah.
That he will, number one, outsmart you, and number two, like he said in one of the movies, his secrets have secrets.
Right.
That he knows all the secrets. And if you can really play that out on screen as a de facto superpower almost in a way, that could be interesting. Again, I just love his preeminent role in the MCU.
I agree with that.
Kind of as it is.
I think you're absolutely right about that, though. The way they've set those movies up, the connective tissue is what makes his character so great.
Yeah, I agree. And part of what makes the MCU so great.
Yeah.